now here's the next question. What does TDS mean?
Okay, so TDS means total dissolved solids. So that's the end result of your water. Now, the best way I can show you is take a sample of my tap water here and put this piece of equipment on there. It's going to tell you what your total dissolved solid is, and it's also going to tell you when you need to change one of these 3 cartridges.
Ah, good, because I was going to ask you, how do I know when to change a cartridge?
Exactly, you wouldn't know. There's no reason to change your cartridges if they don't need change.
Sure.
And it's certainly imperative that you change your cartridges if they do need change.
Okay.
So let's show you a very simple way to test your RO unit if it's still effective.
Okay. Okay, so what do you got?
All right, so this is the TDS meter.
Yep.
And what I'm going to do, very simply, is just turn it on, and I have a 0 reading.
Okay.
Now what I have right now is tap water. So we're going to see what my tap water is. It's probably between 175 and 300. I know that's a wide range, but that's usually where it ranges, and it does fluctuate through the different seasons. And my tap water here at the shop's actually not that bad right now.
No way.
It's higher in the middle of the summer. It's been very rainy, so the water's actually in a little better shape than it would be in the summertime. I'm reading at 162 right now. But that's still 162 parts per million in debris in my tap water.
So, you know, you were saying about the total dissolved solids. Mine is like 550 something, right? So
there you go.
Right, big range change.
Mm-hmm. So it's really important to, when you purchase an RO unit from Watergeneral, throw in the TDS meter.
Right.
They work hand in hand. You have to have both of them to really know when to change these cartridges.
So what's the next thing you want to kind of talk about?
Okay, so let's talk about some of the parts that they also give you with this RO unit.
Okay.
A lot of the companies that sell ROs don't supply all the pieces and parts that you need. So then you're going to the hardware and you're trying to find pieces and parts to hook it up to your situation at home.
Right.
So one of the parts that it comes with is a cold water hookup.
Okay, so
basically what you do is take your cold water line off,
yep.
Put this on there, your cold water line will hook on these male threads, and you basically just inserted this in between the bottom of your sink and your cold water line. And this valve right here can control the flow going to your RO unit.
Sure.
So if you have a leak or you need to replace your cartridges, you can simply just close that valve and remove your RO unit. So they supply the feed. Now, if you don't want to use their feed, or you can't tap in, you just want to hook into your, or onto your stationary sink,
right.
You have to ask for that part specifically, but this is a hose bib adapter. It's 3/4 by 1/4, okay? You can buy them at Lowe's or Home Depot, but while you're purchasing the RO unit, you have to buy this piece extra. It's only a couple of dollars, but then you don't have to do any plumbing. You can just hook that right up to your sink, okay?
Okay.
Now, last but not least, let's talk about the drain.
Mm-hmm.
You can obviously run the drain in any drain in your house.
Sure.
But if you want to keep those hoses, you know, the lines that come with an RO unit out of the way, they have something also that comes with the kit, a saddle valve.
Sure.
That goes on your 1.5-inch drain underneath your stationary sink or your kitchen sink, and it'll catch the wastewater coming out of your RO unit. That's really all you need to hook it up. You need a feed and you need a drain.
Sure.
All right, what I have here is an extra that Watergeneral has in their inventory. It's called a faucet adapter. The faucet adapter is used to reduce from your spigot to your RO unit the 1/4-inch line. It has a two-way valve that you can close the valve, so you're running your RO unit, and if you want to use your sink, you open the valve, and then you have water to run into your sink. Basically, it's just a reducer type valve. Now, like I said, it's extra, so you'll have to ask Watergeneral to include this. It's called the faucet adapter. Here's another option from Watergeneral. It's called the auto shutoff system. What we have here is a float, or a float switch. This float switch works just like your toilet. It has a float on it that when it rises, it closes a valve inside there to shut off your RO water. This would be your makeup water. When you do that and shut off your makeup water, the pressure triggers another valve inside this box right here. What that does is shut off your wastewater. So now you completely shut off your water source to your RO unit. So you can now have a reservoir of water stored. With this float, which is an extra from Watergeneral, the control switch comes with it. You can now make up water, 30 gallons of water, in some sort of reservoir. Some people use a garbage can, some people use some sort of Rubbermaid container or a fish tank. All you do is drill a small hole that will accept these threads right here, and then you can lock the float in, shut the RO water off, triggers the switch in here to shut the wastewater off. Another option from Watergeneral.
So Gary, what if those 6 stages didn't do it for me?
Well, that's a very good question, Russ. If they don't, then you start adding on more stages. And the most common stages would be more deionizer stages.
Okay.
And they sell these nifty little add-ons, which are deionizer chambers. These cartridges, you can dump out the old resin and refill, so you don't have to buy a whole brand new DI filter. You just buy the resin. They also sell the resin. They sell it loose.
Sure.
Now, what you do is you use your TDS meter. If you're running still 40, 50, 60 out of the 6 stages, you run it through here, you should be to 0. If you're not to 0, you have to add on another stage. And that's really what it's all about. The object is to get to 0. You have to add on more stages until you get to 0. So then this 6-stage unit would be converted into an 8-stage unit. Still much, much cheaper than the competition. I guarantee that this 100-gallon RO DI 6-stage with the extra 2 stages is still cheaper than anybody else out there.
Sure.
You have an 8-stage unit probably for under $250. Right?
Okay, got it.